Divide and conquer, right? Here we go. Oh, nope, gotta run. Small sacrifice there. You are mine.
Be honest,
Your stuff.
you've seen these before. Ads for mobile games have become the biggest innovation in the gaming scam industry since the claw machine. You're shown somewhat intriguing gameplay for a mobile game that you've never seen before, only to download the game and find out that you're the one who's been played. But what if you actually wanted to play these fake mobile game ads without getting scammed? Well, before I tell you to really start considering playing good games, I will say that there is a game that answers your wishes, and that game is simply known as... Yeah! You want those games, right? So here you go! Now, let's see you clear them! I may have lied about the simple part. In this episode of Cartridges and Consoles, we'll look into this parody game that brings to life those fake mobile game ads you keep seeing online, and show how it can be a somewhat enjoyable experience. But like the ads, it's only for a while before it overstays its welcome. Yeah, you want those games, right? So here you go, now let's see you clear them, is not only one of the frontrunners for the Guinness Book of World Records Award of Longest Video Game Title, but is a game released in 2023 and developed by Monkeycraft, who are mostly known for working under Bandai Namco on the Katamari and Klonoa remakes. The game is a minigame compilation of those games that appear in ads for mobile games on social media. The 5 minigames included are as follows. Pin pull. Pull the pins out in the correct order to safely get the treasure or to defeat all the enemies. Number tower. Defeat enemies with a lower level than your own or collect special items to advance your character level and try to defeat every enemy within the towers. Parking lot. Get all the cars out of the parking lot without causing a jam or hitting pedestrians. Cash run. Use cash you collect to get over obstacles and make it to the goal. And lastly, color lab. Separate the colored liquids so that they're each in their own test tube. Completing any stages within these different minigames will earn you IQ points, which will unlock more stages in every minigame, as well as coins which you can spend at the gotcha machine to earn titles and backdrops for your title plate. Completing all the stages within a minigame will also unlock the Rank Up Challenge mode, where you have to beat 3 levels of that minigame in a row as fast as possible, and there's achievements in the form of missions for you to complete. Now, one thing I think the game benefits from is how simple it is to play. Every game takes at most 1 button and the D-pad or control stick if you're using a controller, meaning it's a game that's easy for anyone to pick up and play. Plus, there's tutorial stages scattered through the minigames that are meant to introduce you to the concept at hand, meaning you will rarely get caught unaware of what's going on. This simple gameplay is supported by the very simplistic graphics, with almost every character being represented as a stick figure or something that looks right out of a stock image search, and this art style remains consistent through every game. And if you're wondering why the characters are all stick figures, please refer to the less entertaining Japanese title for this game. I tried making stick figures of those games that I saw somewhere, but will you be able to clear them? Additionally, there are hundreds of levels across all the minigames to complete, each one having their own level of difficulty. While some minigames have more stages than others, with the biggest example being Pinball having as many or more stages than any other 2 minigames combined, it still ensures there's a lot of content you can get out of this game. The missions and challenges even add on to the amount of content included. For example, the rank up challenges have online leaderboards showing you how fast people are able to beat the stages in question, giving you incentive to get a fast time and join your fellow players at the top of the leaderboard. Meanwhile, for missions, while some of them are as simple as collect a certain amount of IQ points or stars, some of them require you to beat stages in a specific way, giving you an extra sense of challenge if you're going for completion status. There even is a set of missions that rotates out daily, giving you a sense of replayability and a small urge to come back as much as you can. Also, as one more small positive, the title card system allows for you to come up with funny names to display yourself as, which is a general thing that a system like this allows, but it still can be found entertaining for the right person. However, the game is far from its flaws, with some of the main ones revolving around the game being a bit unpolished. Some of the minigames feel a bit clunky to play, with the two biggest examples being Parking Lot, with pedestrians having whack hitboxes or the vehicles getting stuck colliding with each other trying to exit, and Cash Run, with its terrible camera angle and bad control scheme that really does not work well. Speaking of controls, while I again get that the minigames in question are supposed to feel like mobile games, playing this game with a controller or even a touchscreen does not feel that fluid, which I get can add to the low quality feeling these games are supposed to have, but it still bears mentioning. The cherry on top of all of this, however, is the fact that some parts of the menu interface are less than ideal. This is mainly illustrated with unlocking stages with your earned IQ points, where all the stages unlock individually as part of an unskippable animation. So with this in mind, what happens when you have a surplus amount of IQ points and go to a minigame you haven't played in a while? You could say, well, this is a problem. While yes, the game was made by only 15 to 20 people and only within 8 months, I still wish the game was a little bit more polished than it seems like it is in its current state. Another issue I find with the game is that the gameplay can definitely feel a bit monotonous after a while, which when combined with the difficulty uptick as you get deeper into the levels, results in a game that can be somewhat annoying to play as you go on. Granted, again, I get this is probably the point of the game, but it still can get on anyone's nerves that this game gets somewhat repetitive and annoying somewhat quickly. The final small issue I ran into, which definitely won't be the case for everyone, revolves around the game's completion status. One of the parts of completing the game revolves around getting a 3-star rating on every level, a task that would not be that big of a problem if it weren't for the essence of a time limit. While the time limit does make sense, what doesn't make sense is how strict the limit can be to get the 3-star rating, almost requiring you to mash the button in some instances just to get the highest rank possible. Again, it's not a massive issue as it's just one complaint about a small part of the game, but I do wish there was a bit more leniency in this specific part of the game. Overall, Yeah, You Want Those Games can be considered a good parody of fake mobile games, but is one that is plagued by minor issues that do add up. It is kind of neat that Monkeycraft took the time to make all these fake mobile games, comprise them all into one title, and then poked fun at the fact that everybody wanted to play them with the title, and the content that is included here definitely lives up to the task. However, there are some issues that do hinder the overall experience, especially when most of them are revolving around the game just not feeling as polished as it should be, even if it is to add to the joke. The game isn't bad, but also isn't great either. I'll happily recommend it if you're looking for a basic collection of minigames around mobile games, but don't expect it to be anything more than that, and a few extra knickknacks. Yeah, you want those games, right? So here you go, now let's see you clear them against my rating of 6 cartridges out of 10.